So I'm going to tell you today about how statistics must regulate your behavior. Realize that somehow you need to not have your feelings be the statistic, if that makes sense. What makes a person behave in a nuts way or a detrimental way is they feel something and then therefore they behave according to that feeling. So realize that this is not good for business. I suppose maybe for relationships it's fine, but I'll tell you what, I don't think it's good for relationships either, because realize that you lose a good man because you feel upset at him, or you will lose a good woman because you feel, upset at her, or you feel some other feeling, right? And the urge of the moment must always be surpassed by the overall statistics. What is your statistic? What are you measuring in a relationship? Number of happy moments had, on average. Measure something, because there must be something that makes one human stand above another human. Both are flawed, but should be something that you're measuring or something that you're looking for, which is not the immediate feeling, because these things change. And you must regulate your life by not the immediate feeling, but do you see what comes out? Yeah? There's points where you need to change your behavior drastically and suddenly because things are not working. But statistically, not how you feel about things. Yeah? We feel too much. It's part of our flaws. And in order to be able to calculate, you must have a number. That number is your statistic. You will never calculate a feeling. And therefore you cannot have a precision, a deliberacy. Something done on purpose, perfect purpose, down to the last decimal point, down to the last millimeter, if there are no millimeters to speak or measure your life. This can, of course, mean stay where you are. Could mean lock everything down, make it permanent, yeah? And it could mean change what you're doing radically and entirely. But here's the idea. Up is up and down is down, but if you're measuring. So the very first most fundamental technique is therefore measuring. A person who measures will always beat massively a person who does not measure. If you don't know what you're aiming at, you can't expect to reach a target, yeah? So if you don't know what you're aiming at in a relationship, if you don't know what you're aiming at in business, if you don't know what you're aiming at even with your physical body, you won't get there. If a rocket aimed to the stars, you wouldn't ever get anywhere. We gotta aim at the moon. We gotta aim at Jupiter. We gotta aim at Mars. We gotta aim at something. And then we can get there. Now, up is up and down is down. Realize that if something is making you massively go down, a radical change needs to happen. It might not be that you need to leave your wife because she's making you go down. It could be that you need to talk to your wife. It could be that you need to talk very sternly to your wife and say, listen here, don't cheat on me, God damn it. Or whatever it is that you need to do, but a radical change is necessary if there's a radical shift downward in your statistic. And if there is a radical shift upwards in your statistic, realize that no change needs to happen. You need to consolidate this thing. Yeah? So my emphasis is more on measure. Measure, look at. Every realm has a different period of time after which they should measure. Real estate doesn't happen quite as fast as, sales. Sales, you could have a daily measurement. You could have a weekly measurement. Real estate, I don't think you could have a daily measurement unless you're like a massive mogul where somehow you have hundreds of thousands of real estate particles flowing. But probably you're not selling your house. And your house is not moving for a month at least. So measure monthly or bi-monthly or something. You know what to do. But measure. And respond accordingly. I feel amazing today. But I'm also in danger of losing one of my top clients, an overseas client who performs, not really performs music, but produces music, and I do the media for them. And they are going to export this music and seek funding from the Obama Foundation and Oprah's foundations of this variety who could sponsor these musicians. And I needed to just lock in. I needed to, firstly, my statistic went down of income. I said, what the hell? Then I realized I haven't received a payment from them. Why haven't I received a payment from them? I'm not done with our prior project. So I had to lock in and make sure that I get done with the project so that we can get the income back up. But the alert to the danger is the statistic going down. Without observing my statistics, I would never know that, hey, there's a danger here. 1, 2, I can allow this project to float away because I just feel great. I feel amazing today. I feel like I ate the right things. I feel like you know what I mean? I'm just coming off of a very first fast in a super long time. So I've been fasting and I feel really, really good. And this feeling mustn't make me think I'm doing good, because you can feel amazing as you walk into hell. In fact, you do feel amazing as you walk into hell. So realize that this element, the fact that the pathway to hell feels like heaven and the pathway to heaven feels like hell, means that your feelings are wrong. Don't feel. Look. Measure what you're doing. It is the solidity. This is the only thing that will save you from where you are. It is the only thing that will get you to the upper echelons of your realm. I'm a photographer who is self-made, self-funded. Everything from my head to my toe is bought by me, right? There is no parental involvement because these guys don't understand what I'm doing, which is great sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Because you see, the gold is only there at the end of the rainbow because people don't know, yeah? So if people don't understand, you don't believe it, you realize that you might just be about to access a diamond payload, a large amount of diamonds. And the reason that you can access these diamonds is because everyone else has been brushing off. Everyone else cannot see that there are diamonds. Be grateful. But anyway, it's my media career. It's funded by me fully. And everything, both my cameras, every single thing is my own power. And I'll tell you what, I got my second Continental Award ranking. I was third best this year. I was best last year. Top photographer and third best photographer at WITS University, one of the top universities of our continent. I think it's number 2. But I'll tell you what, the amount of progress that I've made in 2 years, I think I'm going to be in the newspaper for the second time as well, by the way. This is great. But the difference between me and the person who has been doing photography for 2 years and is pretty much in the same place is I'm measuring and I'm adjusting. The adaptability is what's making me able to make more progress faster. So measure what you're doing, look at it dead in the eye and confront it. This way you don't float away and you can make progress.